All right. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Morning, afternoon, evening.
What's up, everyone?
Nice, boys. It's getting better and better every time you do it.
Yeah.
Good introduction. So welcome to GameVerse Pub. This episode is on Elden Ring Nightreign. Right?
Yeah.
Nightreign. Isn't this fun? This is an episode for you guys. I know nothing about it.
We have
I
so
know
much to say. Oh
nothing
my
about
god.
it.
It's like a newer game too, so like we're still discovering stuff as it goes, you know. Yeah.
Perfect. So hopefully this will be a very fun episode. We got Kyle here, our podcast editor.
The person who likes to make mistakes and cover it up, you know.
Yeah. who doesn't like when we make mistakes because he has to cover it up, you mean?
Same thing.
Yeah. Your job is to make us look good in the end.
I have one job and I try my best.
Yeah, and you always do good, I
Thank
think.
you.
From the comments in the videos, yeah. We got a returning candidate. Platinum J.
I love that nickname.
Yeah, of course. It's suiting because
Right.
the guy that platinums all the hardest games in the world.
Souls games, yeah. Which I'm not sure if we are able to platinum the Souls game, but we'll find that out later.
The Souls
But
game?
Yes,
Or
you
no,
can.
the
Well, this
Nightreign,
one,
you mean.
Nightreign.
You will be
So-
able to
okay.
platinum Nightreign, yes.
Then I have to
Really?
play it.
Yeah, you'll
It will
have
be
to
very
play it.
difficult.
Or else you'll get stripped of your title.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we got Pidge.
That's me.
Pidge, a newly acquired GVP podcast member.
Yeah. Kyle's buddy, and we love playing Nightreign together a lot. So really excited to be here and do this.
Awesome, man. Well, we're very happy to have you. And guys, most important thing in the world, I won't even ask you what it is because I'm so excited to say it. Hydration.
Yes.
Hydration. It's a hot day. We got cold beer. So how about we get... Oh, you have water, but you can go in if you want to do it in front of your mic because the haptic, no, not the haptics, the ASMR of it is pretty satisfying. So let's get a Kraken. Oh, that's the stuff. Yes. All right, boys. So we're ready. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be
Thanks for
fun.
having us.
I can't wait to learn a lot. I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to be the newbie, the guy asking the questions so that the people that had no idea what the hell Elden Ring and all its worlds is all about, well, I'll be there to ask those questions. And for the hardcore Elden Ring people, well, you'll have the better
the
ones.
sun.
And hopefully start playing it like crazy.
Let's go. Let's go.
Awesome.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
There's something about that first sip.
That first sip feeling. Didn't Starbucks try to like take that sentence, first sip feeling, and like
No,
put
I'm
it on their
stealing it.
cups? Yeah. Get in line.
Go
yeah,
for
first
it.
sip.
I'm going for seconds, too.
Yeah, everyone tries to steal it all the time.
So, boys, I want to start this off by saying, in light of doing this podcast, as I'm the host, I did a bit of research. Right, I didn't want to be here completely oblivious of what the hell we're going to talk about, but I'm happy you guys have this platform to talk about something that you enjoy. That's the whole point of it. But by doing those little research, I got to understand a bit of what the whole Elden Ring world was all about because I wanted to know what Nightreign was. Why was Nightreign a thing? Was there an Elden Ring game first and then it came? Which is what I learned. Nightreign is a spinoff.
Yeah,
What
spin-off,
you
I
would
think
call
that's
it?
correct, yeah.
So by seeing this, I got a little tingly feeling of maybe wanting to play Elden Ring if like as my next game, and I can go on to why I want to do that. It wouldn't be Nightreign first in my mind. It would be Elden Ring to understand that world that way, and maybe after this podcast and hearing about Nightreign, that would be the next step, right? But I did develop a little curiosity on what Elden Ring is, and that's how I want to start this podcast, just to have somebody or maybe you guys explain what Elden Ring is all about, and that way I can get to know more. The viewers get to know more if they need to, and then we will step into comparisons of Elden Ring and Nightreign specifically, and then go really deeper into Nightreign.
Right.
How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds
Perfect.
good. We're lucky that I think we have enough from soft experience at the table. Like you've played previous. Did you play Dark Souls games, Pidge?
None.
No. And so I introduced you to Elden Ring.
Elden
I got
Ring.
you into Elden
Okay.
Ring.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Elden
Welcome
Ring
to the
was-
team.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I never played those types of game, and Kyle introduced me to to playing those, and
Elden
I don't know,
Ring, yeah.
I was kind of really hooked. I finished the game 3 times. I
Yeah,
believe in
you're
total.
New Game Plus 2 now. Yeah. yeah.
Elden Ring?
Yeah, Elden Ring.
Elden
Okay,
Ring,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so I finished it 3 times, and and then Nightreign came out, and
Yeah.
yeah, now we're playing that.
Do you get prestige badges when you finish
Not,
it?
well,
Really?
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
not the logo
so
thing.
if we talk purely Elden Ring,
Yeah.
they have this concept called New Game Plus, where once you finish the game, I mean, a lot of Front Software games have this. This isn't unique to Elden Ring, but Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, when you finish the game, you get to prestige or restart the game with your, you do the same level, the same everything, but now everything's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And then if you finish it again, it's a little bit harder again.
Yeah.
And a little bit harder again. And so you can
You keep your stats and all that
Yep,
stuff?
right.
Yep.
Do you keep your weapons?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
You
not
get
a new
everything. It's just
game.
everything's
No.
hard.
Everything's
Okay,
harder.
that's
It
cool.
takes a little bit, a little bit more damage to kill a boss.
But you also know the move sets of the
Yeah.
same boss
that
that you
too,
just
yeah.
had. So
okay.
it's harder, yes. So you have to know how to dodge and things like that. But you've already kind of sort of mastered it the first time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. So you just do it again, but everything's a lot harder.
Right. And it maxes out, I think, at 7, new game plus 7, I believe, for at least all of them, if not
most of them, I
And,
think.
But after that, it's still fun. The replayability is
Yeah.
just there.
It's high?
You're right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can change your build. You
Well,
can
there's
try
also,
different
also
things.
new, different endings.
There's
Yes.
also that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's specific to Elden Ring.
Yeah. Okay.
In the Dark Souls series, I mean, we don't have to get that into them. I don't think there was that many variants in the endings. There was a few.
There's like, I remember Dark Souls 1, and I think Bloodborne also had a different endings and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
But it's I guess it's different for all of them in their own right, because the lore is so complex and esoteric, like I've mentioned before, that like people have YouTube channels dedicated to figuring out
Yeah.
the lore itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing is explained.
Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing. They don't tell you about anything. You have to figure out yourself.
So it's all speculation.
There's sometimes some like journal pages that
Yes.
you can find in
Right.
the world,
Exactly.
and you can
Okay.
kind of learn a little bit of certain things,
Yeah.
but it doesn't tell you the story.
Right.
So that's where people just fill in the blank,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
where
okay.
also some fun is.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
don't
You
know.
explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the beauties of From Software, these Souls games in particular, is that when you start playing, you don't really know how a lot of the mechanics work.
Right.
And there is no spoon feeding, hand holding.
No.
You die a lot, and then you're like, something's got to change, and then you start reading menus, and you start like experimenting and trying different things, and then next thing you know, you're getting better and you're understanding more, and then you just pick up all this knowledge, and then you're getting into fights, and it's getting easier. Then you get to a new area, new mechanic.
Yeah.
You start all over again.
Really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
so you kind of gain this ability to have like an endurance of frustration,
Right.
Because when you die to a boss or to something new, it's like a new mechanic.
It's not because it's not as much of a big deal, because you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die a million times playing this
Yeah.
game. It's
Yeah.
kind of normal. So
You
you
know it.
expect to die, especially
Yeah.
when you start and you're a bit of a rookie.
Right.
Maybe not when you're good,
No, exactly.
but starting, yeah.
And that's where the mantra of "get good" comes from,
good.
right?
Get good, son.
It's
it
so
doesn't
popular
matter.
to say.
But let's say because when you kill enemies, you get souls, or depending, they're named differently
Or
per game,
runes,
or
depending on the
runes.
game. Yeah. Currency.
So you get it to level up or buy things or whatnot.
Isn't
or
that
at least level
XP
up.
in normal games?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, it's just you can use the runes to actually buy some stuff you can't buy
Yeah.
with XP.
Oh, okay, I get
Right.
it. Okay.
And the thing too is, if you die, the same spot that you died, that's where
All your currency is.
All your currency is.
It drops.
So because when you die, it's your fault. You were too greedy. You were too this, too that.
You fell off a cliff.
Or you're
off a
bad.
cliff.
Or you're just bad.
right?
Yeah. Or
So-
some random guy from the top of a cliff threw a bomb at you
Yes.
and you didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or the archer.
Or,
golem.
or some
Anyways,
random
don't learn
archer
about
shoots
him.
you from across the map. Yeah.
Or
yeah.
you get invaded by someone.
Oh, you know
my
him.
God.
He's an elf.
Yeah.
But so that spot, when you die, you have one chance to go back from the last resting spot, the bonfire, and then you have to go back there and get those souls back. If
Otherwise,
you
you
die a
lose it all.
second time,
If you die on the
lose it
way,
all.
you lose all your
Oh my god,
progress.
'cause that was going to be one of my questions. Is it the classic, like, I just played Alien Isolation? You die, no big deal. You just start from where you saved the last time. So that's not the mechanic
No.
here.
No, you
There's
get
a-
one more chance to get back your
Ooh,
currency.
so that's why it's frustrating to die in this game.
Yes.
Not only is it frustrating, but the game is designed in a way to allow for very frustrating things to happen. For instance, in Dark Souls 1, you remember these checkpoints that we talked about? They're not always after every boss.
Okay.
So sometimes you really fight, you struggle, and you're like training to fight a boss, right? And then you finally beat it, and that adrenaline and the feeling of killing the boss. You've collected all that currency from the boss.
Yeah.
You can't spend it. You have to go to a checkpoint to spend it.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But
And
now
if you die until then.
you lose it.
Yeah.
And not only do you lose it, but depending on the boss, you have to fight it again
Yes.
to go
Okay.
pick up your currency. So sometimes not. It depends. And so you're going into new territory with all this cash or all this currency, souls, whatever, and you're like super careful. And then when you finally get to that site of grace or that bonfire or whatever the game is,
exhale.
you exhale, you level up a ton, and now the game's easier.
Right.
Because now you just jumped forward a bunch of levels. But if you die on the way there, you're just like, I just wasted 6 hours of my life. Or however long it
Elden
took
Ring,
you.
which is a bit different than in Nightreign. In Elden Ring, when you level up, you can kind of decide what you
Yeah,
level up.
where you-
right?
wh-
Your
which
endurance,
stats,
your
yeah.
strength, your vigor, whatever. In Nightreign, there's none of that.
There's
you
none of
just
that.
level up.
You just level up, yeah.
So you start with a different character, and that character has its own base stats, its own scalings. So you can kind of play around with that to which, like, if you're playing a character that has a S, in strength, you're gonna want to pick up some colossal swords, some big axes.
Right.
You know what I mean? To really grind with that. But it's
Yeah, it's yeah.
Because when you tell me the stupid saves feature thing,
There's no save states in Elden Ring.
so me beating a boss and getting a whole bunch of shit and then losing it, and then, well, that's a waste.
Well,
okay, well, that's not
that's
you know
not
what
going to
the
help
problem
my
is?
that's
decision,
not a
boys.
thing for Elden Ring, though.
Yeah.
That's a thing for.
From soft games.
Yeah.
From soft
They're
games in
all-
general.
Yeah, but
Oh,
That's
Oh,
why
in
in
most
Elden
of them.
Ring hardest.
Hardest ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Elden Ring, you don't really have that. You beat the boss, there's a side of grace.
Most
Oh,
of
really?
the time, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All the time? I've never had that issue.
Defeating a boss and not having a site of grace in Elden Ring, I
Yeah.
think most of the time there is one, but not always. For example, just off the top of my head, the dragon in Limgrave, when you start on the far hand right side, where it's in the middle of water, there's no site of grace there. You can go back to the starting area, and there's
Okay,
a site of
that
grace
kind
there.
of boss.
That's
I thought
true.
you meant
Like
like
a
the boss room where you enter.
No.
Right.
I mean, like,
Oh.
well, I define a boss as anything that has like a unique name with a unique bar at the bottom or at the top, right?
Okay,
Like a special thing.
Right.
A lot of them do have a checkpoint right after.
Yeah.
Especially the really menacing hard ones, or the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
right
yeah.
before. Especially in Elden Ring. I mean, Nightreign is a completely different topic, but the issue, Shawn, if you kill a boss and then you die, you just need to get good.
Yeah, that's right.
That's tough for me, guys. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
And trusting people. So when you
Yeah.
play online, or just like you put the online on, you see messages from other people that play
Yes.
online. Okay, and then you'll see someone that says like, "Jump down here. There's a treasure. There's a nice weapon. This and that." And if you're not familiar with the area, and then you see like if there's likes or dislikes, 'cause
upvotes, yeah.
people say like, "Oh, this is a good vote," and that could be a ruse to mislead you. And then if you jump down, you
so
jump
true.
to your death. So the guy cites you.
And
Why would people do that?
Because
there
it's
is some
funny.
The
secret
world
areas.
Because
is
there are
going to
secret-
shambles, guys.
No, because there's some places that I remember in Elden Ring
Yeah.
that you go you're so high up and you they tell you jump down. You're like, what the, where? And you're like looking down, there's nothing. You jump, the whole ground breaks and you
Right.
fall through and then you land and you're good.
like it's like a new boss,
and
it's
that's
like
a new
secret.
little area.
Yeah.
It's a secret kind of thing.
And
Or
but-
invisible bridges.
But
Yeah.
other
Like
people
that.
want to see the world burn,
Of
so they
course.
just there's no gain for them. They
But
just
that
want to laugh
happens
at
as
you.
well.
Yeah. or sometimes you're like, hey, there should be a secret wall here that should disappear. And so someone will write a message. And keep in mind, these messages are not written freehand. Like to write a message, you need to choose a
Yeah.
predefined template.
Right.
Right. Like community jokes like this, or like, oh, treasure ahead, and then it's just like you jump to your death and there's nothing.
Right.
Right. And then people will jump to their death, lose nothing because there's something close. Then they'll go upvote it. Like I've been guilty of that. Of like, oh, that would have been funny. So, and it's just you kind of learn to laugh at the pain of
Basically,
dying.
you want to
like-
trust the ones with the most upvotes.
Yeah.
So
Usually,
you can
yeah.
say
Yeah.
you can like a comment
Or
let's say,
dislike it, yeah.
or dislike or whatever.
Yeah.
And when you see a comment that has a lot of likes, you most tend to believe it.
Right.
Right.
So let's get to that. Somebody want us just a basic history lesson on what the hell it is.
I think Platinum.
What
Jay should kick
is
us
what
off.
is Elden Ring? Is it about like a ring? Is it that like I imagine an old guy, an elder, guy
Fair.
having
yeah.
a ring,
Yeah.
and like that guy's like a wizard or something. Is that what it's about? Like I know it isn't, but like just in case
Yeah.
people ask, because
I'm
until
a
yesterday,
wizard,
that's what I thought it was.
I'm a Harry wizard.
Elden
Wrong.
Ring, it's not an actual ring, and honestly, it's hard for me even as one that platinums these games to figure out the lore, because even I find it very confusing at times. I just see it as a risk reward type of game, and where you get better and you try and overcome obstacles, which could be set as like we talked about in episode 14 in the philosophy of life, in terms of getting better, not giving up, and just continuing and finding commonality with people online, because you can actually see the shadows sometimes quickly of
right.
other people
Playing
online that
online,
are playing.
Oh, yeah.
So you see them, people rolling this just like for a few seconds, but it's to show that like it's like a multiverse-ish type of right.
It's just another character basically running
Right.
around. You can see like, let's say I'm playing in the same kind of world as he is, but you see me as a ghost for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and another very important aspect of especially games like Elden Ring is they have something called a blood stain, which is the last 3, 4, 5 seconds of a character before they died.
Right.
And so a lot of
Forgot
times,
about
like,
that.
That's cool. That's the best part.
and so sometimes I'll be like, oh look, there's
What
a
the
whole
fuck happened
ton of
here?
blood stains here. So you can go click on all the blood stains, and then you look at the blood stain, and you'll see the character move forward, and you'll see like a wall fall on them,
Yeah.
or
you
like
don't
something
really
happen.
see
Cool,
it. No, you
boys.
just see the body.
That's true. Yeah, you just see the body die.
Sometimes you'll see the
Cooler.
body just go up.
go up or whatever, and so you use other people's deaths
Right.
as like a hint.
Okay.
To,
What not to
what
do.
not to do,
No,
right?
but sometimes you see something like, what the fuck killed him?
Yeah.
You see the body just going everywhere.
Yeah,
Like, what caused that?
Yeah, and
But
then-
you have to play online for this.
To see this.
I would
Yeah.
never play online. I've never
so
played any game online.
when
I
we
can't
say
do it.
play online, Elden
You're
Ring,
not playing with other people.
yeah, Elden Ring by de facto, or a lot of Souls games by de facto are going to be solo. You are connected to the internet, which gives you access to the messages. It gives you access to the bloodstains. But unless you invite someone into your world,
It's
almost
your game.
always, it's your game, your solo game.
Okay.
You can invite friends to help you, but if you invite friends to help you, then you also open the gate to people invading you. So there's
Yes.
like a trade-off, right? If you want to ask for help, well, you can get punished.
And that's
If ever I
fucking
invite you
horrible.
guys and you guys screw me over, you're never coming on this goddamn podcast again.
No, but
So,
that is a thing.
that is very
when
much
I,
a thing.
When Kyle was showing me Elden Ring when I first started, he was very good. So I don't know if that whatever
There was like
went into it, but like
There was
I was
like
so
no-
terrible that people kept going into my world, and because I want to progress my world, and then they would see me kill me because I'm the easy target, and then he would disappear, and he
because
would win.
if you kill the host, then everyone else dies.
Yeah.
And so when I would get summoned into
Oh,
other
that's
people's
frustrating.
world, I'd be like, okay, let me fight him. Right,
Yeah.
because like I'm a little bit more experienced. Like same thing with I'm sure Jay, you've had similar experiences of like being summoned and summoning other people. Yeah,
I loved helping people beat bosses, especially in Millennia, Blade of Makella.
Let me solo her.
Yes,
That's what we
the
learned in the
legend.
last episode.
And there's different levels of platinuming, right? Like I platinum the Souls
Might have played
games.
with that person.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I platinum the Souls games, but it was hard as hell, and I died so many times. While you have other people who platinum games with like the level 1 character, this, that, like they're just that good. That's another level kind of thing. I'm not like that.
speed runs. And,
Right, like
yeah.
Elden Ring, I did a speed run of 8 hours. That was my speed run, but I knew where to go and all that stuff. But when you summon people, I used to, just before Millennia, I would invade worlds, and because I also help, so I want to have the fun side.
Sure,
of being
try to
the bad
pretend
guy.
you're a
also a
good
good guy.
person.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, I don't buy it.
The rewards of invading someone is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And remember how we talked about when you die, you lose all of your currency? Well, when you invade someone and you die, you don't lose your currency. Or you do, you lose your currency in your own world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can just go back in my world and pick up, and it's like no risk. So invading people is like, it's like,
But what's
it's
your
low
gain?
risk,
You
low risk,
ruin-
high reward.
No, you win a rune or something like that, right?
Different games have different
No, but Elden
rewards. Elden Ring, yeah, you won a special.
It was that little symbol that.
Yeah, it's not a room,
rune.
but I
forgot
think I
what-
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's what you get when you win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just forgot what it's called.
I forget what it's called, but it's to activate
Kyle,
your
fact check.
ability.
We're asking future Kyle that's
Yeah.
going to edit this to
Yeah,
figure it
exactly.
out. All right.
But that, yeah.
And that's true. I forgot about that. But the invading part, I would have my 2 favorite weapons, which was the River of Blood.
Yeah,
2
RB.
Rivers of Blood plus 10.
That's a katana.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Pidge.
but when
That's
you
why you're on the podcast.
It's a red katana that does
That
bleed
does
damage.
bleed.
Yeah, bleed damage. And when you have 2 and it has a long reach, and Well, it looks cool. That's one thing too. It looks freaking cool.
It does a lot
I
of
can
damage.
imagine
Let's
it.
be real.
I was a double Nagakiba kind of guy because it had
Okay.
longer reach.
What's
Yeah.
that, Pidge?
It's a
What's
bigger
a Nagakiba?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
it's
Okay.
a bigger
It's just,
katana.
it's just longer. It's longer.
It's a katana that's
Right.
longer. So when you in a lot of Souls games, Elden Ring included, there's different move sets depending on what buttons you press.
Okay.
And so if you roll and then do a light attack, you'll do a different attack than if you just do a light attack.
Right.
And so the rolling forward poke light attack is always a stab forward, or almost always a stab forward.
Yeah.
So when you have the Nagakiba, when you have a longer weapon, you have like a longer reach.
Yeah.
And
Right.
unexperienced players that don't know this tend to keep a gap. And it's like a safe gap, but they think it's a safe gap. But because of your weapon, it's no longer a safe gap, so you can just poke them to death.
It's misleading for them.
Yeah, it's very
okay.
misleading for them.
So, what the hell is Elden Ring all about, guys? What's the mission?
So-
What's the
All
goal?
right, so-
What am I doing?
Go,
Do I
go,
need
go.
to gain it? Drink it? Like, what's an Elden Ring?
Elden Ring is set in a world of fractured entities.
In a world.
Yeah, exactly. And the Elden Ring is a mystical construct, if you will, of all of these different creatures that have been fractured. And if you bring them all together, they'll like release
Serotonin.
happiness on the land and light onto the land. Elden Ring, there's like a big tree, and they talk about bringing the tree back to life, getting life back and light back, and all that kind of stuff.
The tree from your Father's Day card?
Yeah.
You showed us?
Yeah, the Erd tree.
Kyle,
The Erd
reference.
tree, yeah, the Erd tree, exactly.
That's how it made it on the show.
And but as Jay said before, the lore isn't described. So I can't say, oh, Elden Ring is a
Yeah,
story
yeah,
of blah
okay,
blah
I
blah,
get it,
right?
I
It's
get
it's very broad, and sometimes you fight bosses and you'll see, or if you watch the cutscenes, they'll mention little nitpicks of lore. But if you just skip, you have no idea what's going on.
And every item in the game too, good point,
Yes.
has descriptors in it, which is related to the lore also.
That's pretty cool.
right.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But I feel like we can have like a 1-episode podcast of like an hour or two for just Elden Ring lore.
We could do an episode on a single boss
Yeah.
in Elden Ring.
It's insane.
Like, yeah.
When you
There's
think
also
about
some-
it, guys, people could start podcasts in general, just a podcast on Elden Ring, and
Yeah.
it would
Right.
probably hit better
Yeah.
than this one. This one is so diverse.
You could talk about everything.
That's how we
yeah.
shoot ourselves in the foot with this podcast. We talk about too many things, but just a little bit.
But
Not enough.
but we do what we want to do and what we're interested in.
Exactly.
So exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
It felt
You were
like,
gonna say Pidge, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I remember you explaining to me like a while ago how you escape death in that game. So if you're looking really from from the boss perspective, you're just seeing a guy that never dies, that's killing everybody in your world, and that's coming to you because was it not Malekith?
Mikola?
Mikola or something. I can't remember who, but they cheated death, and they I can't remember necessarily the lore there, but it makes it that like you don't die officially.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Like you actually die in the game when you're playing it, but like story wise, you
yeah,
don't
your
actually
your
die.
soul gets kind of revived, and that's why you keep playing and keep trying, right? Because you're well, first of all, in Elden Ring specifically, you have a maiden. Right, and so the maiden at the bonfire is the one that helps you level up, and the one helps you through your journey. And there's this whole thing of if people die without a maiden, they're maidenless.
Right.
And then there's this whole thing of like, oh, he wouldn't understand, he's maidenless.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like
Yeah.
it's
Like
kind of a
that
joke.
guy.
Dark Souls, they had kindled and
He's
Exactly,
maidenless.
kindled and unkindled in Dark
Yeah.
Souls.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you have the kindled spirit in the frame? And then all of these different books here, like all of the characters have different levels of involvement in the story, and some are with maiden, some are without maiden, right? And so that depends. And so even if some of these characters in Elden Ring you defeat them, well, they're not dead, right? Because
Okay.
they also have a maiden thing, so they can come back. And then there's something called the round table, which is just like the table that all the people that have maidens go to, and so you can like talk to characters there, learn more lore. Some of them won't attack you at the round table, but if they see you in the open world, they definitely will.
So
Right.
you're like in the open world, and you're like, oh, this guy's chill. He didn't
You
attack
think
me around the
sometimes,
main
yeah,
table.
exactly,
Like,
yeah, exactly,
fuck.
exactly. So it's so you kind of learn that on the go, right?
I'll be
But
weary
it's
of
it's very
everybody.
much an open world, unforgiving game. There's no tutorial really. You kind of have to figure it out as you go.
I was gonna say, did we mention that it's an open world? Like you
We did
first.
now.
It's the
yeah.
first open
Elden
world
Ring
Elden
is the
Ring.
first open world
From first
game.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
So that aspect, when I did my basic research, is what draw me to want to do this little game I'm doing today, because I love open worlds, and that's not what I expected out of this.
It's different.
So, but So now I want to step into the difference between Elden Ring and Nightreign. The key differences that you noticed, so that I guess maybe.
If I can say what I think Nightreign is, because I haven't played it
course.
yet, and
Oh,
I want
yeah.
to play it.
Yeah.
And
What
then
you want it
guys
to be.
Let me know, and I want to play it so bad,
course.
because then I want to know if I'm in the right
Of
track.
course,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, sure.
So, Nightreign is it basically like I think you run faster. You run as fast as your torrent, your horse. You can jump. You can everything is a little bit faster in terms of.
What do you mean by jump?
Like off walls?
Like,
I think
when you
Yes,
lift
so-
yourself from the ground.
No, but no, but that's what I mean. I was like, you can always jump. I was like, where are you going with this?
Right, that's true.
So-
Like, are you
I guess off the
Superman
walls?
jumping? Like,
You
Yes.
cannot jump.
Yes,
in
those are
Alien
small
Isolation.
details.
Right.
There's bigger details that are more important to know about Nightreign that I almost gave up on the game.
Right.
So when we started playing, I think you started playing first.
yeah.
And then I picked up the game. I played for I think like 5-10 hours, and I was like, I kind of want to return it. Like it's because it's not
He
at all.
texted me
can
wanting to
return
return
it?
it. He
Yeah.
texted me
It's
wanting to return
very
it. I was like, please, for the love of God, I need you. Like, it's a 3-person game. Like, you can play by yourself. I'm like, I need you.
It
Play
'cause-
with random sucks.
because in Elden Ring, when you defeat monsters or bosses, you get runes. You use those runes to level up your vigor, your strength, your dexterity. You can customize your build, right? You customize your weapons, and it's all based. It's like an RPG. You choose a character, and there's a very long progression system. Nightreign is a battle royale that resets after every expedition.
So it's like Fortnite when you when you first
Exactly.
start, you drop.
Okay.
Exactly. So
But-
there are things that persist between exhibitions, and we'll get into those later. But the main premise of the game is not like I originally thought Nightreign was an expansion like Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yes, me
Right.
too.
I thought it was that. So I was like,
Yes.
okay, before Nightreign was released, I went into Elden Ring and I defeated all the bosses, make sure to have like enough smithing stones and like all the typical things that you do when a new expansion's about to come out because you're like, oh, new weapons,
Level
gonna
up.
want to have to upgrade the blah, 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 blah. And then Nightreign released, and I was like, "This is completely different." I remember texting you like, "Oh, what build
you wanted to? No,
I texted you, "What build are you going to go for this time around?" And then like an hour later, I was like, "Never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like this is not at all the same game." Yeah.
So Nightreign is spin-off versus the other one, the Erdtree
So,
thing.
correct.
Is an expansion.
It's a DLC of Elden Ring.
yeah.
Exactly.
So you continue your Elden Ring story,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
go into
so you're
that.
basically
Yes.
like with the DLC. So basically, in the original game, you would go to a certain location after defeating a boss. I forget it's Morg or
yeah.
something like
yeah.
that.
Guy.
Yeah. So as soon as you defeat that
hate that
boss,
guy.
which is like get good because you have to defeat him, which is
Yeah,
not
he's
easy.
annoying, yeah.
Finally, you can access the DLC. So people playing the DLC are at least able to play the DLC.
Yeah, right.
Compared to Nightreign, which is a completely different game that you're playing with the same kind of characters and movesets from Elden Ring.
But you don't need to play Elden Ring.
But you don't need to play Elden
have
Ring.
to play it.
The-
It's a new game.
It's a
Oh,
completely
okay,
new
yeah.
game. However,
Yeah.
a lot of the weapons, the move sets, like the special abilities, are all derived from Elden Ring. So if you've played Elden Ring before and you pick up Nightreign, the only new thing you have to learn is like the new mechanics, right?
Where to go.
Dropping. Like what weapons to pick up when you do loot stuff.
So-
But if you have never played Elden Ring before and you jump into Nightreign, oof, that might be a little
So
overwhelming.
it's smart if I
Yeah.
want to play this first
I-
before
yeah.
Nightreign, right?
because
I think so.
you can go to an area and you're like, you get your.
To
you
be fair,
you die really quickly, right?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, I'm not strong enough to go in that area yet. So
Yeah.
clearly the game's telling me I have to
go somewhere
right?
else, yeah.
So you can explore on your.
Or you
own.
can be stubborn like me and be like, "Oh, its health bar moved, therefore I can kill it."
But then again, as I saw in the little videos I was looking at, and the things you were talking about earlier, in literally the first scene of Elden Ring,
The Tree Sentinel.
Tree
Oh, no.
Sentinel.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I think
the
it's a Tree Sentinel,
Yeah,
yeah.
the person you want to go see on the horse.
Tree
Because
Sentinel.
like in
yeah.
Elden Ring, you basically start, and it is a slight tutorial how to move, how to dodge, how to jump, this and that. You kill a little guy, and then you go into the real world. You open up this big thing, you
And
see
boom, open
everything's
world,
so
yeah.
beautiful, and you're like, I'm gonna go explore. Oh, who's this horse guy? Let's go kill him. And you walk up to him, and he just one taps you, just slams you.
Smacks you like a fly.
And
yeah.
it's so embarrassing. You're like, what the hell is this game?
Yeah.
You try it again because every time you, like, let's say you were to do something and you die, like we explained,
Yeah.
you lose whatever runes you got. So all your cash is gone. So you don't want that. So you have to go back. So every time you go back, you want to try him again. And he is doable, but when
Yeah.
you start and you don't know anything,
No.
he's
But you can beat him?
You
Oh,
can.
yeah,
You
definitely.
absolutely
Oh,
can.
okay.
And because you're so underleveled, if you do manage to spend the 25, 30 minutes it'll take to roll around, not get hit, and kill
30
him,
minutes? Fucking days.
like it's just because you're such a low level, you do very little damage, and you're one mistake away from restarting, right? And but if you do beat it, you get a ton of runes.
Right.
And then you level up really quickly, and then every other part of the game is much easier because now you're like level 12 when you should be level 5. And
So
it's just
if I decide to play, should I
No.
try to
No, not at
When
all.
you
No,
start,
waste
no.
days?
No.
basically, there's like this big thing. You keep going. There's
Yeah,
this
okay.
big
Yeah.
Get away.
Yeah.
From Software wants you to give up, right? And
They will
That's
deliver.
a little counterproductive from software. I got to be honest with you. You should not want people to give up, but I
but
get
the
it.
rewards after doing it are so great. It's incredible. One of my this is related to Nightreign also, and I'm going to ask you guys, the experts on this. Are there returning bosses from the Dark Souls series, let's say, and other games like the Nameless King, who I despise?
Spoilers.
Right?
Do you want spoilers? That's what I wanted to know about this
Right.
episode since you
I
didn't
don't
play.
mind.
Do you mind?
I don't mind because I'll still die.
I don't know what kind of spoilers I
I'll
can
still-
give
I'll
to
still
him that would
die.
actually
No,
change the
okay,
game.
okay.
There are bosses from Dark Souls, previous Dark Souls games.
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls games. Yeah, there are
'Cause
bosses from Dark Souls 1,
yeah,
2, and 3.
Dark
I don't
Souls,
remember which
Bloodborne.
one.
But it's not even the same
I
thing.
know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
not.
I'd say maybe.
Yeah, there
'Cause
are,
I don't.
like,
I've
the
never played
lore.
Dark Souls
Yeah,
4
the lore is there.
It's just one of the bosses.
They are not copy pasted bosses.
Okay.
They're like upgraded versions of the previous
Okay.
bosses. But if you've played, if I say Nameless King, you know who
Yeah,
that is,
yes.
right? And so if I
Unfortunately.
say different, so you'll recognize them a little bit, and you'll be like, "Oh, this is familiar," or something like that. But the majority of the bosses are either new or from Elden Ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had kind of had like a masochist type of mentality when I
This
played.
guy.
I enjoyed the pain so much
I-
that when I played Dark Souls to fight Nameless King
Yeah.
or any Elden Ring boss, I would often have like 2 million souls or runes or
As a
this, that,
motivator?
as a motivator.
Yeah.
So if I die, I don't know why I did that to myself.
Yeah.
And right, and I would just do that.
Fuck,
And after
idiots.
I would shake after beating a boss, and I'm like sweating.
It's funny that you say that because I totally relate. Every time that I would try to fight, like Melania was a great example. The first time I beat Melania, I had it with a huge purse of runes.
Right.
But every time I would I know I'm gonna go fight a boss for the first time. Let me go spend all my money, make sure that I don't. I go in there. I'm like, if I die, who cares?
Yeah,
Like I'm like not as focused.
Yeah.
But when there's like something on the line, I'm like sweating and I'm like
Accountability.
Yeah, 100%.
When you
There's
bring
something
accountability
about it.
with you, you're more motivated
Yeah,
to not
yeah.
make
You're
those
just
But if
mistakes.
you
more
die
focused.
in the
Things
boss
through.
room, don't your runes just drop
Drop in
there?
the boss room.
So you have to go back in the boss room to go get it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you die on the way back to go get your runes,
Yeah.
depending
But-
on the
but
phase,
most likely you're able to because most bosses have this slow build. Not all
not
of them.
all of them. That's the thing.
Because there are some that you walk in and it's like they're jumping on
Yeah,
you
yeah.
right away.
Yeah. However, every single boss in Elden Ring, as far as I know, like the big ones that have like the piss wall, we call it, right?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
yellow
The
wall.
fog wall, yeah.
Once you go in to pick up your runes, you can't leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so once you lose your runes inside that boss,
You
you're
gotta beat it.
stuck.
You gotta beat
You're
it or-
stuck in a loop of trying to fight it until either you
Or give
completely lose your runes,
You really are a masochist.
but the rewards, but the rewards.
but the reward. Wait.
There's nothing more satisfying than
But-
defeating a boss that you've been struggling with.
Just
Like,
a
so
big
true,
difference
that's
that maybe you don't know yet.
Yeah.
But in Nightreign, yes, it is kind of like the battle royale thing where it's like there's a fog coming in that kills you if you stay in there too long. So it shrinks down.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, wait.
So we didn't
Start
have,
over with that. I didn't. I
Okay,
don't
so
know
it's a
about
big
that.
open world, right? You
Okay.
in Nightreign. You drop in. There's a lot of stuff to visit, explore. You want to explore as much as you can, pick up some new weapons, defeat some bosses, blah blah blah. Then it will say night's coming, and it's just gonna shrink down to a smaller size, so you can still play around in that. And then it's gonna say it's coming again, kind of to really close out the
So
night.
it's Fortnite.
kind of
similar.
kind
It's a
of.
battle royale.
and then it closes out to a really small point. It kind of looks like an Erd tree, I guess.
It actually is, I think.
Okay,
actually.
then there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Do you die if you stay in the like?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
you
pushes
take
you,
continuous damage, so
Yeah.
you can survive
There's
for a
ways
limited
to,
amount of
there's
time.
ways to survive, but
Yeah.
for a new player right now,
Don't.
it's
Yeah.
not very important
Yeah.
to know. But it does shrink down, and you defeat that one boss, and then it's the end of day one.
Right.
And then day two starts, and the world
Open world
opens
again.
up again, and whatever you hadn't had time to explore, now is the time.
Yeah.
You finish whatever you can. You level up as strong as you can, all the way to level 15, which is the max.
Max level.
And then it's the same thing happens again. It starts closing down, and then you can re-explore it in that little smaller area.
Yeah.
And then again to that smaller size, you defeat that boss, and then it's the final Night
boss.
Lord, which is the big boss. And if you defeat him, you won.
Yeah.
And
That
So it's
one
like
boss.
45 minutes to an hour.
It's
type
45 to an hour for
games.
sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
every day is
Yeah.
around anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. And so you have 2 days, and so it depends on how long you take to defeat the day bosses.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like, because you can defeat a day boss really quickly.
Yep.
But there's no time limit to defeating day bosses or the final Night Lord.
But whatever you did, like let's say you guys play, right? You spend a night. It's a Wednesday.
Sure.
You're having fun. You're playing.
Yeah.
What happens on Thursday? Are you starting over?
So there is 6 starting classes. So you can
Okay.
either play like a mage, or you can either play like a warrior, or you can play.
So you
like-
don't
Okay,
build
so
your
you
own.
do not
Let's
build
be
your
real.
own
Okay,
character.
so that's different from Elden Ring.
Yes.
In Elden Ring, you play whatever character you want. That will give you the starting stats of that one character. But you can upgrade it to be whatever you want. In Nightreign, you pick
not-
one of the 6 characters.
Yeah.
You can't change their stats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it's
Very
very,
different.
very,
Very,
different.
very
Why didn't
different.
you mention this before? boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you choose the character that you want to start with,
I'm sorry. This guy gets it.
it's a Friends reference. Yeah. And so once you find the character that you like, they all have their specialties. Then you go into the world. That character itself has like personal missions that they can also do. Right?
Remembrance.
Remembrance is what they call
what
it,
they're
right? So
called.
like if I'm playing Wilder, which is my main character, I might have to go to a specific. When you talked about the circle shrinking.
Yeah.
Well, I will see a mission icon that only I see. And so I will tell my teammates, hey guys, I want to go here and I want to go do this. And they're like, why do you want to go there? There's nothing there. So if you talk, like on
Not
Discord or
with
something.
every remembrance.
Not
That's
every
something-
remembrance, yeah.
It's basically like what, like 7, 8 chapters in the thing. So
Yeah,
like memories
yeah,
from their
like 7
past.
to 9,
So you
yeah.
can talk and finish chapter 1. That's done. Chapter
This
2
is the
done.
lore.
And then there's one of them that is you go in the world and there will be that icon. Nobody sees it but you for your remembrance.
And those are very good information because I feel like I want to play it.
You will.
Because,
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
Especially if I love Souls games, obviously.
Yeah.
But is the only thing to distinguish between Fortnite and Elden Ring, like Battle Royale style, is the fact that you
One's
can
for
play up
kids
to
and
3?
one's for adults.
There's that too?
No,
But like
no.
the fact that you can play as a team of 3 while Fortnite, I don't think you.
So Elden Ring Nightreign is a PvE game.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Player versus enemy. I think
Okay.
player versus enemy. So you don't play against other players. You play with other players against bosses.
Okay.
But you never fight other players.
I like
Okay.
that. I like camaraderie.
At least as of the current patch. And
I'm a people person.
And you can either play in groups of 3 or solo. And,
Okay.
and the game
Yeah.
will adjust depending on how you play. If you're playing like offline on the plane or something, play solo.
Yeah.
It's
We didn't talk about the downs. So whenever you die in this game,
Yeah.
you have like a life kind of where like you have one of 3 chances, I guess. And whenever you die, you'll go on the floor and there's this meme. Basically, you gotta whack, hit them, do whatever you can to get them back up.
Yeah.
So you beat the living shit out of your
Oh.
teammates, and that rests
No
them.
way.
Love hurts. Love
Yeah,
hurts.
exactly.
funny.
And so when you're playing solo, you don't have this, right? If you die solo, like it's like the normal game, right?
No,
you
but
die
it'll give
solo,
you
know-
a free life.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
1 or 2 free lives.
Yeah, exactly. But when you play with people, especially we play with people that are a little less experienced of soul games and stuff, the first time that they die, it's like a third, right? And then, then it's easier to bring them back up. The second time that they die, it's 2/3, and it's a little harder to bring them back up. And then
2/3 of what? What are you talking about?
so
Imagine a circle.
a circle,
Okay.
3 gauges.
yeah.
Okay.
And so like
the more you attack it, the more it goes.
the
down.
more the gauge goes down. So if you lose all your health and you go down, like you'll start crawling on the ground, and you'll have a third, 2/3, or 3/3,
Yeah.
depending on if it was the first time, the second time, or the third time that you died.
If you die 3
Okay.
times, fuck you. You're
Yeah,
staying there.
because
Oh, yeah.
It's very
You're done.
difficult.
You're like start a new game with somebody else.
no,
No,
well, it's
no, it's
non-linear. So let's just say for easy numbers, the first third is 100 damage I need to deal to get you back up, right? If you have 2/3, it's not 200, it's like 400 or something. And then if you have all 3, it's like 2,000. It's really hard to, and so but that's all damage that I'm doing to you that I could be doing to the boss.
But
You see what I
This is
mean?
That
where it
makes
gets
your-
tricky because there is some characters in the game, like for example, Guardian, which
Yeah.
is a big tank with a big shield. The guy's fucking tanky, but
He's a bird.
He's a bird, yeah. But his ability is he'll like dive up and then come crashing down. And if he does, he'll basically res
Auto-res
anybody,
everyone.
auto-res.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if you have the 3 ticks and there's 2 of your teammates that are down right next to each other, you can, with a big AoE, get both of them. Back up.
Okay, wait,
That's one thing that's different than the
Res
normal
and AOE. You need to please fill me up.
AoE,
area of effect.
Yeah,
Okay,
area of
okay,
effect. So
and
you can
res?
Resurrection.
resurrection.
Okay.
Getting them back.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Apologize.
all good.
It's for the other newbies like me. There you go. You're
one
welcome.
thing that you'll notice, as I'm speaking specifically to Platinum J, because when you
Right.
play Elden Ring, you don't have these.
Said Platinum J, I got goosebumps.
Love your nickname, but I got goosebumps from that. Okay.
There, in Elden Ring, you have your Ash of War in Elden Ring, and then you
Right.
have your R1, your R2, your L1, your all those abilities. Each character, like the 6+2, like the 6 starting +2 that you unlock, they all have different character skills,
Okay.
which is something that you can do pretty often, and then ultimate abilities.
Okay.
Something that you can do less often. One of the very important nuances that I think a lot of starter players don't know about Elden Ring Nightreign is when you're doing your ultimate ability, you are invulnerable.
Right.
So
okay.
if you're like, oh shit, I'm about to get hit and about to die, I think it's Y and right and left trigger. Anyway, you can just panic click your ultimate,
Right.
and you'll start to do an animation, and you'll survive through anything. So it's like a panic roll that you can also use depending on the situation. Like Pidge was saying, if you're playing Guardian, which is like the bird with the big shield, you can auto res your team. So maybe don't just waste that because you don't get that often. But other characters, like depending on what like.
Oh, and one little thing.
Yeah.
That Guardian ability is something very important for anybody playing. Please, for the love of God, hold down that
Yes.
little R2 button a little bit longer, because when you come crashing down, you res everybody, but if you hold it down, there's a big area of effect that basically nullifies like all damage. For like 5
It's like a
seconds.
force field.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Not quite a.
Well, let's just say it is.
Sure,
just
yeah.
for the simple fact
It's-
that like, you can get attacked and all your teammates, including yourself,
Yeah.
are safe
And
for
that's-
like 5 seconds.
yeah, and that's
if
not-
you hold it down.
if
You have to hold it
down.
That's great insight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'll clip
please,
that.
please.
Yeah, and that's another one of those things where unless you read the description, you will not know.
Right.
You have to read the
Learn.
description of your character. So
It's just like people will just res you, but when you get res, you don't get resed all the way up. Your health is like halfway.
yeah. And so if you
by
get res
holding
and then
it,
the boss jumps on you,
you can res. You can heal all the way
Yeah.
up and move around and
move
do other
around,
shit
yeah.
afterwards. It's kind of important to
Yeah.
hold that little button
So-
a little bit longer.
yeah. So Nightreign Battle Royale. You start off. You have these expeditions, which is what they call day 1, day 2, and then day 3 boss, the Night Lord, all that stuff. Once you're done, whether you defeated the Night Lord or not, you get a currency called a merc. And this currency is every character when they go to the field. Yes, they have their starting weapon. They have their character skill and their ultimate ability. They also have something that's called relics, and this is to answer your question. Relics persist between runs. So if I defeat the first boss, I get a relic, and the relic does, hey, well, now your starting ornament, your starting weapon, will deal frost damage, or maybe you get +3 dexterity, or maybe you get this and this
Or
and this.
you
and
get
So
starting
you do
with
have an
throwing
advantage
knives.
So
the more you play.
Yes, there is an advantage the more you play, but
Does it
it's
stay from play to play? Like, do you
Yes.
keep your relic?
You keep your relics-
forever?
So basically,
Yes.
the way it works
Yes.
is that every character has like chalices or urns or whatever.
different relics that they can equip.
Yeah, so basically
Yeah.
you have 3 of them that you can equip 3 relics to that character with different abilities, and they're always kind of randomized. It's not like the same thing unless you buy it from the shop.
Yeah, there are some relics that are guaranteed. Like when you defeat certain bosses, there are some relics that are guaranteed in shops, but most of the relics that you're going to get are random rolls.
Right.
And so sometimes you'll see someone that, like I was guilty of this, of like, oh, I got a really good relic for the sorcerer, or it was called recluse. I don't play recluse. But reading the relic, I was like, okay, now I want to play recluse.
Right.
Like
So you
it looks
can
really
do that.
good, like, yeah.
So the replayability is high on
Is
this game?
that, yeah.
Okay.
And also the currency that you get, it's called merc. You can spend that on skins. You can spend that on different chalices, is what they're called. That's what Pidge was alluding to, which
urns, there's different
things.
There's like
Yeah.
a couple different ones.
Yeah, you can
it's all
also
the same things. It's
yeah.
just because all the relics have different, let's say, colors.
Yeah.
And for example, the chalice might be like a red, blue, and a green. So you can't just equip whatever relics you want. It has to be a red, a blue, and a green.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't necessarily just equip
Yeah.
anything that you want with it.
Right.
And when you can buy random relics from the shop. It's like a roll of the dice, right? And so the relics are random in color and random in ability.
Okay.
So if I'm playing Wilder again, and I have red, blue as my chalice, and I get a really good yellow with the Wilder ability, can't really use it unless I choose a different chalice. But now I have a different chalice which is yellow, yellow, yellow. but then I can't use my really good red one. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so there's some characters that are built, you know, when you do their personal quests, you get specific relics for them, which help you use. And usually there's specific colors, you stick to those. But then there's also the randomness aspect. So like my wilder is different than his wilder, no matter what, because we have different relics. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it for part 1. Stay tuned. Part 2 drops next week.